All right. A Father Like That. That's what we're reading by Charlotte Zolotto and illustrated by Lewin Pham. You're going to love this book. Here we go. I wish I had a father, but my father went away before I was born. I say to my mother, you know what he'd be like? What? She says. See how she's, well, let's go and show, so I can show you how she's attentively listening to what he has to say. Okay. If he were here, we'd leave the house together. And he'd go left to work, and I'd go right to school. So long, kiddo, till tonight, he'd say. When he'd come home at night, I'd meet him at the door. He'd put his arm around me and say, we made another day, the two of us, and we'd both laugh. He'd make coffee for you and for him, and he'd make you sit down with him before dinner. After dinner, we'd all do the dishes together instead of just you and me, and I'd do my homework. When I got stuck, he'd show me how. And all of this he's imagining. And pretty soon he'd say, hurry up so we can play a game of checkers before bedtime. But at bedtime, he'd say to you, oh, just one more. When I'd be sick, he'd bring home a new book and tell you to lie down while he sat with me and cheered me up. He'd bring home some good jokes from the office and say, hey, kiddo, have you heard this? And I'd tell it to all the kids the next day. He'd rather go down to the store and have a Coke with me than sit around having a beer with some other fathers. He'd never call me sissy if I cried. He'd just say, never mind, kiddo, you'll feel better later on. He would come to me at night when I had nightmares and talk to me. He never show off about what a good father he was at parent-teacher meetings. And if Miss Barton told him I talk in class, he'd say, why sure, all boys do. And no matter what happened, he'd be on my side when things went wrong, even if sometimes he had to say it was really my fault. When something bad happened, I could always talk to him. His voice would be very low, and when he was angry, he would speak slowly and be kind. He'd know all my friends by name and ask something sensible like, how's your dog? He'd never joke about me to my friends or say, break it up, boys, to send them home. No, he would never do this. And he's imagining all of this in his mind, what his father would be like. I love this story. He'd understand. Let's see, did this click over? Let's see. Okay. you'd understand why I don't want to wear that green shirt. And he'd say to you, you never, you were never a boy. You don't know. So he'd have a lot of wisdom, right? He would wrestle with me when I wanted, he wouldn't mind if I pounced on him a bit. We'd listen to the double headers together on TV. When you'd say turn it down, he'd smile and say, if we make it lower, we won't hear. And all the while, I'm telling this to my mother. She is sewing very fast. I'll tell you what, she says when I stop talking. I like the kind of father you're talking about. And in case he never comes, just remember and look how patiently and attentively he's listening to his mother. And I wonder what good wisdom his mother's going to give him. Let's find out. When you grow up, you can be a father like that yourself. Now, did that make him happy or did it make him sad? I tell you, I'm thinking, let's see, it made him happy because we see that he's dancing off. So this was a good story. My name is Grandma Joy, and in case you didn't know it, I am a storyteller, an e-trip traveler, and a multimedia specialist. And I love to help children be better learners, better readers, and world-class travelers. And I do this by offering read alouds, story time, reading tours, and virtual e-trips. So until next time, you guys have a good day. Bye. Happy Father's Day.